What I wish I knew at 18 instead of 28? That Young Elder News 9 would be my go-to for all things news and more. Broadcasting live worldwide, we've got over 3 million listeners tuned in every day. From world news to stock markets, government topics to the quirkiest stories, we cover it all on Young Elder TV. And remember, folks, you heard it here first. Our friendly team brings you the latest scoops with a dash of that good old Southern charm. Whether you're curious about the latest political twists or need the lowdown on the economy, we're your go-to source. We make sure you're always in the know, in the most engaging and entertaining way possible. So buckle up, y'all. It's time to dive into the world of Young Elder News 9, where the news is always fresh, fun, and downright fascinating. Stay tuned, spread the word, and remember, you heard it here first. Young Elder News 9, the hottest show in the game.
Hey, shout out Return of the Nine Ether, man. We like what you're doing, brother. Keep it up. Keep going. We all working in the same direction. Shout out that brother 9X. Shout out Young Dash. Right by. Young Elder, your hood anchor, man. We got some news for you. You can use. Now, supposedly they found pyramids down off the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, the Gulf of Louisiana. Now, a lot of that land has the water level has risen since 1,000 years ago. So a lot of the ruins down there is being covered up. Now we're gonna give people time to get in, and then we're gonna play these clips that we got of the guy out there fishing and showing the pyramid. Now it's all about to come out that this ancient Kemet and that's ancient Kemet over there too. It's all about to get ready to come out. You know what I'm saying? See, the ancestors is finna get ready to speak. The ancestors is getting ready. You can't hide art. You can't hide some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the ancestors getting coming out, and then they trying to say that these pyramids, they trying to attribute it to the Mexicans, the Aztecs. The Aztecs wasn't even the Aztecs didn't build pyramids, bro. Come on now, y'all gotta stop playing these games. The Washita built mounds. We the mound builders. The Washita Native American, and that's why it's off of Louisiana. That's our land. The Washita land, not no Aztecs. They over in Mexico and Texas. Texas is their land. Matter of fact, Washita land go all the way up into the Washita River in Texas. So everything on the other side of the Washita River is they land. Not our land is from the Washita River all the way back over to parts of all the way Mississippi, and then going all the way back up to Washington, all the way up into Dakota. So like I say, Washita land in all the mounds that's built from really all the mounds, we the mound builders, but I'm saying from Washita River all the way over, and even some of our people migrated to fight the wars in the Seminole Wars. But I'm saying they trying to attribute this pyramid. I'm giving people time to get in before I show the clips of the pyramids and things. But they trying to attribute this pyramid to the Mexicans. And the Mexicans is our family. They are our children. They the people who, when Ho Chi came over and mixed in with us, we said, because they brought their dragon worship with them. Ho Chi brought the dragon worship, which was influenced by the 200, the Moors. The Moors influenced the dragon worship, the dragon culture. And people say, oh, you said the Moors influenced dragon? My Moors might be getting on the edge of their seat right now. Yeah, the Moors influenced the dragon worship because the Naga, they worship the Naga beings, the dragons, the fire. They were fire worshipers, the ones who landed in Ur Chaldea. Abraham was a Moor. The Hebrews are the Moors. They the ones that were crossing over and selling all around the place. Let's get that clear. But like I say, this pyramid found off of New Orleans, they trying to attribute it to these Mexicans, but that's Washita land. And then another thing, we got Rod coming on tonight, y'all, at 8:30 Eastern. I mean 8:30 Central Time. It'll be 9:30 Eastern Time. But Rod was already saying that when you came to this land, the intake, you came to the Gulf first. So what you about to find out is that was like an international. It was like an international city there. out the Gulf right there, a whole international city where all when the people came to this land, they came there first as a check-in, and then they sailed up the Mississippi. That's what Abu Bakr. When Abu Bakr came over here, he went to Central America, right? And then when he got to Central America, like we can get into that, they you can go watch my tapes, the AEO files of Mansa Musa, where I break all this down, and Doc break it down in the Let's Set the Record Straight book, right? It's a book called Let's Set the Record Straight by master teacher Dr. Malachi York, where he break a lot of this stuff down, talking about the Washita land going to the Washita River in Texas. He break all that down in that book. I got all my books, and matter of fact, I'm gonna go get that book out of my storage and bring it over here because that book about to get ready to come back up. Yeah, but New Orleans was an intake for when people came to our land. Like I say, Abu Bakr came to that through that intake, and then he was able to sell up the Nile River, and that's where he made connections with a tribe called the Lakota tribe, who was a part of the Washita, right? But now that we got people in, let's roll this clip of this guy out here fishing and said that he found this pyramid. Let's roll that clip real quick for y'all. I think it's
there
this.
it is, folks. There's the pyramid. I did a video of this pyramid. It was just a tip showing, and look how big it got. That's what she said. Look at it. You got the line, huh? This is the South Shore, Lakeshore Drive, Louisiana. Now you believe me? Come on out here, you'll see it.
All right, so yeah, that's the dude out there fishing, saying that he's seen the pyramid. Now, I'm gonna go out there and check myself and get footage of it. So we don't know for sure, but I'm saying if when I do more research on it and do the boot ground on it and find out that if we know that this pyramid is over here. I mean, America has the most pyramids in the world. America, I'm talking about like North America, including Central America and United States or whatever. We have the most pyramids because what they encountered is the mounds. The mounds are pyramids. And like I was telling people, the people who build mounds are the Naga beings. The beings, that's why we as ancient Kemet had the scorpion on the cobra. The cobra is a bloodline that come from these Naga beings. And this shit might sound crazy to the average person that ain't been with us or been on the journey of right knowledge at this point. It might sound crazy. A group of extraterrestrial beings came from a planet called Bagabuti from the Proconian star system. They were benevolent beings. They keep in mind, if you look in Mother Nature, you can see the correlation here. The king cobra is the only serpent that builds a mound. Go look it up. Go look it up. The king cobra builds a mound. And and they got the same correlation as the ants. These ant beings who you call in the Alien movie the predator. The predator, these beings live underground. On a planet, they build mounds just like an ant. An ant bed, they call it an ant bed, right? Go look at an ant bed. That's how we built our homes. So a lot of our high rises and apartment complexes is underground. We always built underground. On most planets, most people live underground. So these cobras build mounds. And these beings came here, and when these Moors, because they came here, they had left and then came back looking more humanoid, and they was allowed to mix in with us. And matter of fact, my Aunt Gail, Ariska Gail, right, which is our Nana's sister, Ishtar's sister, right? She's part these beings, these serpent beings that were here. That pretty much this day planet. These beings that live on the ground, they reptilians that breastfeed. But getting up to these beings came in and mixed with the humans that was here, and these beings brought in their building style culture of building underground and building these mounds, and that's how we became known as the Washita Mound Builders. And that's why when you see Empress Rarebird's her headdress, you'll see she got the cobra on there, because we the mound builders due to that bloodline or them extraterrestrial bloodline coming in. Now, for all you people, my Bible guys and religious guys that say, oh, this sound crazy, Go back and really read Genesis chapter 2 and understand what the sons of God is. These were beings, extraterrestrial beings who came down and mixed with humans. You have extraterrestrial DNA in your bloodline, in your genetics. Everybody do not have the same traits. Some of y'all got longer noses. That's the Native American trait, right? The long nose is our trait over here, the Washita trait. Some of y'all got moles. The Washita got moles in their face. Your grandma, you see with the moles in her face, that's Washita trait, Chata traits, right? And the Mirror tribe, because we're the same exact tribe. You got a tribe called the Shinnecox, right? The Shinnecox got the bug eyes, like Omar Epps, right? The bug eye tribe, and that tribe is a Mirror tribe to the Watusis. You get the Watusi tribe, right? The Watusi is part of the world raw bloodline. The Watusis in the forest, and over here they'd be correlated with the Shinnecock and the Chata and the Shoshone. The Shoshone would be a far people, the same people, and the Yamasee as well, because the Yamasee would be more of a have Mandingo in them due to Mansa Musa and them coming over. Like, let's roll another clip. See what we got here.
Top of a pyramid appears in Louisiana South Shore.
Yeah. There's 5 entrances, I think. Let's get this in. Ooh. It's definitely a little spacious. Little spacious. Ugh. Another entrance. Another entrance. Another entrance. There's one right here. There's one above.
Hey, that's a underground mound right there. That's in Louisiana. I'm gonna show you a couple more that's in Mississippi, but they go into it's a lot of, like I say, it's over 2,000 pyramids accommodated in North America. And somebody was saying they were the creek, right? The creek land, you're talking Muskogee, Creek, Muskogee, Blackfoot, the same people, right? The same people. They try to give all these names to confuse us, but the Creek, Muskogee, Blackfoot is all the same people. You talking about my Muskogee Okies from Alabama, Georgia. Some of them migrated the bump left during the Seminole Wars, and they became the Seminoles. So you might have some Muskogees, some Washita, some Lakota, Apache, some Crow, some Creeks. I mean, well, not Crow. Creek and Muskogee is the same thing, but the Crow. It's a whole bunch of other smaller tribes, because everybody was breaking up once they started mixing in. Because when Ho Shin mixed in, then Andrew Jackson, the bump left, and his people. So we had a lot of things going on, but we had to talk to you about this pyramid, and about to see more stuff pop up, like in Hawaii. You're about to see pyramids pop up in Hawaii, because the land mass is finna rise. The land mass is going to rise in some areas. So they told us that the water, it was going to get covered with water, but the land, they forgetting that these land masses floating. They floating, some of these land masses. They're like floating huge islands. So a lot of the land mass is going to come up. So now all of a sudden the top of that pyramid is showing. That must mean that the land mass is coming up, because New Orleans was rated as below sea level. That's why they had to bury down there. We bury our people above ground. We don't bury them underground because the sea level too low, right? But now we have a reason to believe some areas are rising while some other areas are going down. So a lot of ancient ruins is getting ready to pop up that were thousands of years old. And what they don't want to tell you, they send up their line. Oh, who built these pyramids? Oh, it's the Mexicans, because if we say that somebody that was in Louisiana built these pyramids, that would mean that the Washita, and then they don't even mention the Washita when they talk about these pyramids and who built them. The archaeologist guy that go down there, he don't even mention the Washita natives. That's how I know. That's how I know they running game. You got the Louisiana Purchase, you know what I'm saying? Lewis and Clark, who were dark-skinned Moors with Ben York, right? You got to put this together. Yeah, it's a mounds and right in Monroe. It's mounds in Monroe. You can drive straight down 20 and it's a city called Mound City, right outside of Monroe. And then you go looking at these names of these cities going out 20 towards Florida, and you see it's a lot of them named after Native American tribes. They ain't hiding it, man. But then but the thing is, they use the TV. See, they use the TV to rob the mental construct of who we are. So every time they show them Native American movie, they already showed you our children who were mixed with Ho Shin or mixed with Andrew Jackson and him taking advantage of our people, taking advantage of the Yamasee when he loaned them heavy equipment. And then they came back in half the time demanding to pay, and the Yamasee chiefs didn't have to pay. So they took their daughters and wives as ransom. And while they had them in these camps, right, which they later on turned into reservations, right? Because that's what you know how you get the Cherokee reservation? That's from Yamasee women and children being kidnapped pretty much and taken to a military camp that was set up by Andrew Jackson them in North Carolina. And they raped our women and children and had children by them. So those children became the children that they show you. A lot of them $5 Indians, some of them $10, some of them might be a $10 Indian. Some of them $5 Indians, and some of them $2.50 Indians, and some of them you better sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Hey, and the people didn't catch that when Nino Brown said you better sit your $5 behind down before I make change. They didn't catch that part. But people make fun of the $5 Indians, but a lot of those $5 Indians are our family as well. They are children, right? Now they going to you talking about, oh, you got 132s, but come on now. Well, I'm 10 3/4, and these people are chiefs. These people that say they're chiefs of all these $5 Indian tribes talking about they 1/8 of a Native American. Well, I ain't 1/8 of a Native American. I'm a whole 8. I'm a whole 9, a whole 12, whatever you got. We the whole 9. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no damn 1/8, 1/3, 1/4. They like to play these games. And you know, my girl told me about something. It's this dude that did this DNA test, and he wanted to see if the DNA test thing was legit, right? So he went outside and swabbed his horse. This dude swabbed his horse, and he sent the swab from his horse into the DNA place, right? When he got the paperwork back, they said that, oh yeah, you Puerto Rican, you got African from a tribe in somewhere in Africa, and you got a little bit of Filipino in you. And he said, damn, I swabbed my horse. So that's how you know that shit bullshit. That DNA shit is bullshit, man. That they be sending your swab in. They talking about, oh, you African, this. No, that's bullshit. Because the dude son his horse, and they said his horse was Puerto Rican and African and some other damn Filipino. I'm telling you, man. You can't trust these guys, these scientists. They a lie. They trying to lie to keep us from knowing, hey, this ancient Kemet we standing on. We are the ancient Egyptians. We the one with the waves. We was here. We ain't never been brought over here by nobody. I'm telling you, man. We ain't never been brought. They came over here. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. And that's why they shot him in the back or the chest 4 or 5 times. Right? And because he didn't get around to telling you them niggas that landed, it was some niggas that landed on Plymouth Rock. Not no white folks. Yeah, the Mayflower was a whole bunch of niggas. They look like us, but they ain't us. Like Rod told you. I'm telling you. And they came over here with the ideology of, oh, they don't know government, they don't know structure. Go listen to that Black Hand tape. This is a Black Hand we dealing with. Don't forget about Monte Oka and Pocahontas and John Rolfe. John Rolfe was a Moor. He was a Mac. You know, these niggas that dress up, these Macs, these Moors. And their whole game was to hustle us out of our land and give us the Bible in exchange. We like the Bible, but hey, we like our land more better. Like my land, we was on the land thousands of years before the Bible even came around. And anyway, you Moors plagiarized that from the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead and Emo Louis Leash and the Sumerian scrolls. The Moors made that. The Moors created the Bible. I'm telling you, man. So they can use that as a tool to steal niggas' land and use it as it's a contract, a conjure. That's what it is. A lot of niggas don't want to hear that. It's a conjure, man, to kill us under a spell so we can think, oh yeah, we're gonna get our pie in the sky and we standing on our pie right now. That's why they call this the American pie. You ain't never put it together? Man, I remember it's a part where Enlil, after the pole shift happened, and Enlil came back, and then he told Nin to go do a scout of the land and see what all got destroyed over here in the Great Beyond. They call this part the Great Beyond. And when he came over here, he said, man, in this place, in this area, they call Denver today. Denver and where they got the Great Lakes at. The Great Lakes wasn't even there. The Anunnakis dug that out, right? He went over here. He said, man, he came back. When he came back and told Enlil what the report was, he said, Enlil, he said, yeah, like a lot of the camps got destroyed over here. But he said, but you ain't gonna believe this. It's nuggets, Denver nuggets on the ground of gold, just laying on the ground. Like it just popped up out the ground somewhere. More gold than we can handle. That's what he told Enlil. And then Enlil started an operation and they sent a whole crew over here and they started digging right there where you got the Great Lakes at. That's why them lakes so deep and so big. It's because the Anunnaki is a whole bunch of gold up in there. That's what they don't tell you in Lake Michigan and all that. It's a lot of stuff you about to find out about this land. Like certain names of countries that's over there. They saying that's over there now, like Israel and all that. That was over here. Like Morocco, that was over here. A lot of names that these people did a good job at twisting us up. It was stuff that was named over here first. You know, it's a Memphis over here. Then they got a Memphis over there. It's a Cairo, Illinois over here, and they got a Cairo over there. I'm telling you, man. Mississippi is the Nile of the West, the hemisphere. Then we got the Amazon River. See, it's things they ain't telling us, man. And they, like I say, a lot of the stuff is out there, but if you don't go look for it, you ain't gonna find it. And then the way they doing our dead, we didn't do our I like how they did Franklin Berry Mays with the second line. Shout out RP Franklin Berry Mays, one of our greats. But it's like this: we didn't get to see the body in our ancient burial ceremonies. We always put them in a coffin and we painted the outside of the coffin, kind of like my cousin's thing was. Man, like my cousin. That's how ancient Egyptians went out. We always remember the person as they was alive. We didn't want to see them in a dead state. You know what that does to your mind when you see your loved ones laying in the casket dead? It puts that fear on you. It's to add fear on you, the fear of death on you. I'm telling you, man. So we didn't do our funeral ceremonies like that. We always had the coffin painted up with their pictures on it. Go back and look at the ancient Egyptian coffins. If you had bread, you got a gold joint, gold face plate, like Tut now. But if you ain't had no bread, we got the wood joint. You got the pine joint. You know what I'm saying? The wood joint. So like that, like back in the day. But like I'm saying, don't let these people lie to you and tell you some Mexicans built a pyramid out right here in Louisiana when that's Ouachita land. And the Ouachita are the mound builders. Mexicans didn't build pyramids, dog. Mexicans, Aztecs didn't build pyramids. Mayans didn't build pyramids. The Ouachita Moors build pyramids. We are the Moors, the ones that wore the fez, who came, and the niggas that came with that information were the 200 fallen niggas. They the ones that taught the humans how to carve stone. They were the Masons, the 200 Igigis. It was 300 of them stationed on Mars, but 200 came to Earth. Go read the book of Enoch again, where they said that these beings came and taught the humans how to make swords, how to make weapons, how to make tools, so that they could carve stone and lay stone, because these are the same beings who built the pyramids on Mars. They was on Mars, stationed on Mars. That's why the face there. Well, the face is actually there doing the Adam project, and it goes back to Leilu. It's Leilu face. Then they, but a lot of this stuff might be too far for you. Hey, shout out Indiana, man. That boy Jamal Gibbs. Yeah, but just keep that in mind. The games that they play. The pyramid is their pyramid is our pyramid. Man, in fact, let's run another clip while we got some people in here. Let's run another one of these clips they got. I think this in Mississippi. This in Mississippi right here. Hold up.
George's pyramid covered in dirt. Pyramids are everywhere in America. America is Egypt. I'm Newbie One.
Unbelievable. Louisiana found footage from the 60s. Is this a pyramid or something else?
Hey, now think about this. Go to DC. Look at how they got DC laid out. It looked like they got it laid out with the obelisk. It's obelisks all over America. It's one in they got pyramids all over America. We don't even count the modern day pyramids they built in Memphis and Las Vegas, right? Which were actually Nubian architects, and they give the credit to somebody else, Jewish architects and shit. You know how they steal our credit for everything. And the same we had built the pyramids on Tamaray in Georgia, Edith's Georgia. Doc and them had built the Black Pyramid and the pyramids, which Sheriff Seals and them had bulldozed down. Devils, boy, I'm telling you. But it's like this. The Washita, I mean, like I say, the Moors who mixed in with they at first we wasn't even the Earthlings wasn't building pyramids until the Moors came. The Moors are extraterrestrials from the Procon star system and the Centaurian star system. They were working on Nibiru. Some of them got a station on Mars. They were known as the Igigis. 200 of them came down in Murdoch's wedding and took wives, Genesis chapter 6, of which they took them, right? Because Murdoch, that's a long story. You got to go watch the tape I got put out called Murdoch's Wedding. And the tape I put out called the 300 Gigis. We got to got that in the Anarchy files for you people that need to be caught up to speed. And you can read the Holy Tablets by a master teacher in the links in the descriptions for free. And he got all this information in a lot of this information in that Holy Tablets, right? But 200 of them come to the wedding, they end up taking wives. But then they also, if you go into the book they took out of the Bible for my Bible guys called the Book of Enoch's, it'll tell you about these 200 beings teaching the humans how to build and do all kind of stuff. Right. And one of the things they taught them how to build was pyramids. Listen to what I'm telling you. And they passed and those people got the cobra on their head. That cobra influence is the Hindu Naga influence. A lot of this shit just too far advanced for people who and then if you see them with the bird on there, that bird means they connected with the blue avians. Keep in mind, these Nagas, the ones that came, were benevolent. They were good Naga beings, serpent, the reptilians. Then there was a group of bad ones that came. It was two groups. But when they came, at this point, they looked at more humanoid. They looked at Hindu. They was Hindus. The Asiatic black man. That Raw Hayes gonna go in on tonight. These Asiatic black mans. Right? Because not all of you got the 9 ether woolly hair. Some of you got the 8.5. You see what I'm saying? It's like this. Don't let them trick you, man. This is Washita land, like all the way up from Louisiana, all the way up. Go back to our tape we put out called the Louisiana Purchase. We got that tape out. Go back and get this tape me and Rod called us how the slave trade was faked and how 18. Go back and get a movie. Some of you old heads may know about this movie. It's a movie called Bucky and the Preacher. Bucky and the Preacher. You might remember this movie. Now go back and really watch that movie now knowing about the Louisiana Purchase, and you see how these people wasn't even slaves. During the Louisiana Purchase, they talking about, they free. They try to tie freeing the slaves up with the Louisiana Purchase, 1865, 1885s. During that era, they try to say, oh yeah, we freed the slaves. Nah, y'all ain't free. Y'all stole people land. Y'all moved the Washita off their land, and some of them had to migrate to California. That's how a lot of the Washingtons, my cousins, like Denzel Washington and Raymond Washington. I'm also kin to Tookie too. My grandma Tookie is from the Sabine bloodline, which is the Williams, right? My grandma and them, the same as Birdman them, right? They are from Louisiana, Monroe area, right? Going a lot of the Washita got pushed out their land by the Ku Klux Klan. They were burning their houses down, and then after we even sold our land, they made us sell our land for cheap. If we didn't want to sell it, they killed us, burn our property down, steal our cows, run our cows off the land, all of our stuff, right? And then when we said, you know what, all right, we'll sell. And we really couldn't sell because we can't really sell land. We didn't really sell land over here, but they offered us a certain amount of stuff for our land, so we took it because it was either that or they gonna kill us and kill our family. So we just said, you know what, because we know what, we'll just sell the land and move west, and hopefully we can bump west and link up with the tribes in the west and regroup and come back and take our land back. But we still waiting on it. We're still waiting on it because they set up a whole bunch of mechanisms to hold us back. But if you go back and watch Bucky and the Preacher, he'll show you that Bucky was the middleman on selling the land, on selling these Nubians land to these railroad companies. These railroad companies, they were moving people off their land during the Louisiana Purchase. Where they building the interstate setting now and all that areas, those areas were land they took from people, Native Americans, and made them move west. That's how a lot of your family, if you're from Choctaw and Washita and Muskogee and some of the Seminoles too, even pushed west after the war. They got bumped left. They got surrounded down in Florida, so they had to escape and come through Slidell, Louisiana, and we hit them out and pushed them back up to Texas. And some of them relocated with the Apache, and some of them relocated with the Chumash and the Crows. The Crows going back to Nevada, and the Hopi and the Navajos. All them are daughters and son tribes. The Navajos not. When they show you Navajos, the Navajo mixed with Hoshin. The Hopi mixed with Hoshin. The Hopi is Hoshin and the Dogons. Go look at the Dogon culture and cross-reference it with the Hopi culture. Look at the storylines they tell about the extraterrestrials is match up. Look at the how they dress, it match up. Look at the Kachina dolls they make, it all lines up. The Dogons make the same dolls. Look at the mask that the Hopi wear during their rituals and ceremonies to these extraterrestrial beings. It all lines up together, right? Yeah, Bucky. Bucky and the Preacher. Bucky, Bucky had 2 shotguns. Man, look, that nigga had some high power shit back then. Look, that nigga had 2, I think it was 2 double barrel sawed off shotguns. Boy, look, I saw this nigga walk in the room with it was about five of them cowboys in there, right? Inside of that room. That nigga Bucky walking there with them 2 short double barrel pistol shotguns. He opened them up, boom, boom, kill everybody in the room with 2 shots. And because he got them buckshot spreads in there, man, them 2 guns that Bucky had back then, that was a bad piece of equipment, man. He had some bad joints, man. Go watch that Bucky the Preacher for y'all old heads. Y'all know about that Bucky the Preacher. Them youngsters probably never watched it, but the point I'm trying to make, when you watched it, watch how Bucky was the middleman in selling the land to these guys that was stealing the land from the Washita and making them, they started pushing west. And as they were pushing west, the Ku Klux Klan will follow them to burn their stuff to make sure they didn't work, to pretty much try to exterminate them. It was an extermination, pretty much, and a genocide on the people. They would destroy our crops, destroy everything, just to sabotage us. So when we was on the land, look, when the Louisiana Purchase happened, we were still on our land. So, but they had to get us off the land. So they came and doing our crops. They would burn our crops. They would burn our house down. They would, just keep on sabotaging us to where we had to almost sell hand over fist. It's a hustle. Yeah, Buck. Yeah, Buck and the Preacher. Okay, shout out Broderick. Yeah, it was Buck and the Preacher, right? I'm thinking about Bucky because that's my little brother named Bucky. You know what I'm saying? My little brother named Bucky. Yeah, it's Buck and the Preacher. Shout out Enox. Go watch a movie called Buck and the Preacher when Buck was the middleman selling these people land, the Washita, as they pushed west to California, where then the Californian government hired racist white guys from Mississippi that just had got the military to come over to be police in LA. That's why a lot of riots was in LA, because they were hiring people from Mississippi to police the Washita that had migrated to that land. I'm telling you, man. And that's why gangs really started. Gangs started because the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods. My cousin and them started the Crips. The Crips wasn't really, it was like the Crips was like a spinoff, the Black Panthers and the Us group and all that. Because at first the Crips was wearing leather coats and combat boots and shit, just like the Black Panthers. They actually moderned themselves after the Black Panthers. And what it was at first, it was when we moved to California and the police fought, the racist police followed us, and they would just catch black people. They were trying to zone us at first, and they wanted us to stay in certain areas. So if we get caught outside that area, the whole bunch of police would pull up and just beat us for no reason, just for walking down the wrong cross of a certain area. They got these gun lines or these police lines in California, where if you go to that area back in the day, you get beat down. So what we did is, in order for us to be able to go in that area, we started mobbing in groups. So if the police hop out on us, they're going to have to fight 25 of us. And then they label this as a gang, because we was all from the same community. We was all from the same neighborhood, all from 52nd Street. And we became known as the 52nd Hoovers. Or we was all from Pyru Street, and we became known as the Pyru. Now, the treetop. And the treetop tribes is what Rod told you, that the treetop tribes used to, because it was just, they called the Skywalkers, and they used to have tree houses down in Florida. They cut all these trees down during the wars, and pushed the Pyru, the treetop, which is really a tribe, all the way to California after the Seminole Wars, because the Pyru was really Seminoles that migrated to California, and they became Pyru off the Pyru Street. This might sound, for you people that don't know history and don't know culture as far as the outlaw culture, because the outlaw culture is part of our culture. These were the people who they labeled, the COINTELPRO labeled all this as gang and criminal activity because it was against their agenda, right? And they pump drugs on these boys and guns, and that we didn't even have aircraft, military style weapons. The most nigga had was a shotgun or a revolver back then, a bat or a chain or something. Or one of them knives, a blade. Most niggas had switchblade, a blade, tray 5, but tray 8. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is at first we were the Crips. We started as mobbing together. So if one of these police see us and then they hop out on, we whoop their ass, then that'll deter them from stopping brutality on us, right? So that's what the gang started at first. And then different devils joined in, because the devil always infiltrate every organization. That's his game. The infiltration is number one with this gang, right? With this devil. So he infiltrated the Crips, and then he changed the ideology. Oh yeah, let's wear a color. And now, not only let's wear a color, because we got the name Crip, because they used to have the canes. The old Sioux Crips used to have the canes with the earring hanging out the joint. They used to wear the leather coats, right? And be clean, you know what I'm saying? Like Tookie them, right? Big Took. But I'm saying they got the name Crip because of the canes. But it used to mean, it really, some people try to change the ideology of it and said that, it stands for community restoration and progress, right? Because they were trying to restore the community by protecting their hood, not from other black people, but from the police, from racist police. That's what it started about. It wasn't about banging on somebody else. It was about banging on the police, keeping them from banging on us. Because the police is the biggest gang in America. The police is the LA police, LAPD is the biggest gang in America. They started the gang. They started gang banging first, the police. And then they put it on us, we was just tribing up. We was just tribing up to protect our own people. Just imagine, man, your grandpa walking down the street, and then 3, 4 police pull up and beat him up for no reason, just for walking down the street. So that was the type of things that was happening that made us tribe up against these the police, who was the gang before we was a gang. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. Yeah, shout out Mississippi. A lot of pyramids in Mississippi. What they ain't gonna tell you is there's over 200 and some pyramids going up and down the Nile, and they call them mounds. See, the thing over in ancient Kemet, they call it a masabak, and all they did is take all Imhotep did is take a mound and stack it on top of a mound, and then a mound and stack it on top of a mound. And they say Imhotep was the first to do that, right? But keep in mind, Imhotep got Naga in him. Imhotep got Hindu in him. Imhotep is a Afar. The Afar people got the tribe of Shabazz. Imhotep was from the tribe of Shabazz, the Moors, the 200 fallen niggas who brought the pyramid building to ancient. I got all tapes on this already. Go back and watch the tape I got in the Native American Moor playlist called the Hindu Influence in Ancient Kemet. Go back and watch that tape. I'm just saying, man. A lot of this stuff they don't want out. That's why they shadow ban us. They got 3 decoy pages for the young elder. They don't see you no notification. If you type in my name, they show my tape, just 1 or 2 of my tapes, and they show the African tapes he put out 2-3 years ago. And he gonna have another name. His name, Young Elder Galactic Federation of Life. That's what he ain't even teach no galactic information. Got a question? Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. Hold on, I might have a clip. Hold on, I might have another clip about Omaha. They don't ever say nothing about Omaha, right? They try to keep Omaha like it's some wild west type place. Like well, oh yeah, nobody want to visit Nebraska. It's pyramids and mounds all up and through Nebraska and North Dakota, Montana. See, look. I'm gonna tell you how slick these people is, man. It make my flesh crawl thinking about how these devils did us. They cover some mountains up with dirt just to make it look like a mountain. So they'll say, oh yeah, that's just a mountain. They hauled dirt to cover up a lot of pyramids. To keep the high. Man, they did a lot of work to hide the fact that this ancient Kemet. They did a lot of work to hide that fact. And they still hide 90% of the Grand Canyon from you. Because once you go down there, you're gonna be asking, hey, why is pharaohs and pharaohs' wives buried in the Grand Canyon? Like, what's going on with this? How you mean tell me they died in Africa and then they brought their body weight over to America? How is that happening? Why is there ancient Kemetic temples and ancient hieroglyphic writings in the Grand Canyon? Why are they hiding 91% of the Grand Canyon from you? Why they ain't telling you about a lot of cities they cover with water. They build man-made lakes to cover up whole cities. That's ancient cities. Why you gotta build a whole lake just to hide a whole city? Man-made lake. Let's get into it. Yeah, under the mountains, it's a lot of it's over 117. I mean, it's 1,700 pyramids, over 1,700 pyramids underground in America. Not to mention the other 2,000 in above ground. I'm telling you, man. So they lying, man, when they talking about what ancient Egypt is. This ancient Egypt you standing on. This is all one land at one point. It's still really one land because Alaska really connected to Russia, and Russia connected to Africa. And Africa, so the whole planet still connected. Yeah, but they won't lie. Yeah, Lake Murray. You know about Lake Murray, right? South Carolina. These suckers that they reroute rivers and lakes just to hide whole cities. Oh, with pyramids and structures. And then they tell you when they came over here, we was in teepees. Come on, man. You know the reason why we use teepees? It's the same thing you use a tent for. When you go camping, like we had hunters in our tribe that used to track the buffalo, right? So when they would go track the buffalo, they took a tent so they could set up a sleeper like a tent. You know what I'm saying? We call them teepees. Teepee ain't nothing but another word for tent. We weren't sleeping in no tents. teepees for when we went on caravans, and then we set up camps for to stay there for a short period of time when we was following the buffalo. Man, these people be making up stuff. We didn't even eat birds over here like that. We ate buffalo and fish. That's the two meats we had, and we didn't fry nothing. We always the thing is the reason why people getting the meat eaters getting messed up on meat. It's the way they cooking the meat. We didn't boil our meat. Well, we boiled some things. It depends on what it was, but we mostly roasted it and barbecued it. And you wonder why you Nubians, who are really most of y'all Native Americans, like barbecuing, like smoking meat. And not only over here did we smoke meat in ancient Kemet. Go read your Bible. They was already smoking carcass. The Anunnakis like smoke meat. The Anunnaki smoke their meat. They won't smoke lamb butt and rotisserie corn on the cob and things of that nature. I'm telling you. Go read your Bible again. Abraham fixed them brothers lamb and mashed taters, lamb butt and smoked lamb butt with butter sauce on it. Go back and read. Three men came, and one of them was the Lord. Who was that guy? Melchizedek. And hence why Bible say every now and then he like to go get him a good steak. Like him a good well-done steak. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And Anunnakis eat meat. The Riskians, some of them during the ascension, they went vegetarian. The Najarus are vegetarian though. But my Najarus, the ones that can't go that much hair on your face, like we Najarus can't go that much hair on our face. We can't go to full beard like the Anunnakis. Anunnakis, y'all full beard guys, y'all got more Anunnaki. The guys that can't grow that much hair, you've got that baby face, right? You Najaru. That's why. You got Hindu in you. The Hindus don't grow hair on their face. The original Hindus, Baal, Thor, and them, the Venerians, they don't grow hair on their face. Go Elvis Presley, he didn't grow no hair on his face. But the one you saw with the long sideburns, that's a lookalike that they hired after Elvis Presley lived. They went back to Venus. A lot of this might sound crazy. They talked about it in the movie Man in Black. Oh, Elvis didn't die, he just went home. I'm telling you, man. So a lot of you that then some of you got the Willow's Peak and the little pointy ears, you got Vulcan in you. We got Vulcan in us too. You got Turtle, the Ninja Turtles, that's the Vulcans. You got the feline beings in you. You got the plant beings. You got the Greys, the Anunnakis, the Najaru, the Nagas, reptilians. You got reptilian in you, in your DNA. And we don't want to get too spaced out because we were talking about the pyramids found on the coast up off of New Orleans. And like we say, you're going to see more pyramids about to pop up, which they buried under lakes and things of that nature. They done found a whole city down here off the Gulf. And like Rod Hayes told you, that area was an intake for when people came on our land. They came on that first, then they sailed up to the Mississippi. And the Mississippi can branch off into a whole bunch of different rivers, like the Red River, the Ohio. It branches off to all of you. Pretty much, Mississippi is like the vein of the whole Washita land, and it can branch off in a whole bunch of different directions to take. It's like a vein to take you up through our land, but you had to come through the Gulf first, and we had a whole international intake set up right there, and it was pyramids. You for to see obelisks, you for to see ancient ruins down there because that's thousands of years old right there. The Moors, different people have the Nubians in general on the earth have been selling for thousands of years before the Caucasian was even. No offense to my Caucasian brothers, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all ain't Caucasian anyway. You got to have blonde hair and blue eyes. If you don't got blonde hair and blue eyes, you're not Caucasian. You are mulatto. You are mulatto or Canaanite, which is pretty much Canaanites. They ain't mulattoes. They really albinos, right? And then you got the mulattoes are mixed with Canaanites. So the Canaanites are one of the sons of Enki too, grandsons of Enki. I'm Ham. Yeah, man. But if you, Young Elder got 8 books out right now. If you want to get those 8 books, if you're new to the channel, you send a $40 donation to the Cash App or PayPal. and we'll send you those 8 books over in PDF form. Like I say, I got 5 more books coming out. I'm probably gonna try to. I'm working on them now, but we real busy. We got Rod Hayes on tonight. And if you just want to show us some love for the class, $5, $10, whatever you got, that'll help us out. You can send us a donation at the Young Elder, the Cash App, the Young Elder, not with an S, just the Young Elder. Got that posted in the chat. And like I say, PayPal. Like I say, if you want to, you can get those books in exchange. You know what I'm saying? On that level. But yeah, stay tuned, y'all. You're gonna see more evidence of that this is ancient Kemet. More shit finna unfold. Like, okay, corn is found over in America. Corn is found in America. But then you go to look up corn in ancient Kemet, they got corn on the wall over there. Watermelon, they say watermelon originated in Africa. But then you got the Mayans with watermelon. And they got the dark-skinned Mayans with watermelon. And these same guys look like the Twi Man. The Mayans look like the Twi Man. And then I put out a tape called The Mayans and Twi Man are the same people, and they try to flag me for it. YouTube flagged me for that tape, man. Called the Twi and the Mayans are the same people. Because they don't want you to know that. The Dogongs and the Hopi are the same people. The Shinnecock and the Afar are the same people. The Watusis and the Watusis and Shinnecock are the same people. The Shoshone and the Afar are the same people. Go look up pictures of the old dark-skinned Shoshones and then put them side to side with the Afar people, and you look at the same people. But they want to run this game to try to divide, conquer, and divide. You got to remember what Lucifer and these black hands guys is all about. It's about conquer and divide us. That's what the word Africa means. Africa, to divide us up. Go back and study the Berlin Conference. Go back and study. Rod Hayes talked about the Berlin Conference. I might ask him about that tonight. And you want to be on tonight and have your questions ready for Rod at 8:30 Central Time. We're going to be live. We're going to be lit. We the hottest show in the game. We running them nonstop. I might go live again before the Rod Hayes tape come on tonight. Because we got to get all this information out. A lot of stuff is unfolding. We breaking it as we find it out and unfold it to you. We breaking the news. Pyramid found on the Gulf of, you're going to find more pyramids in there. Like I say, it's more pyramids in America than it is in Africa. It's like 250 pyramids in Sudan, right? And there was a couple pyramids in Nigeria, which the devil tore down because he tried to cover up stuff that it's pyramids all over the world. So it stands to reason if it's pyramids all over the world, the same influence was all over the world, which why they created an underground prison in Colorado to put people called influence. Well, Dr. Malachi Z. York is being held underground for 23 hours a day. Why? Because of his influence. Why? Because he built pyramids in Georgia. And they say, oh shit, he gonna remind them that this is ancient Kemet. It's bigger. That's why he said they wanted to take my land. They wanted to steal my land because he was reminding you that, hey, this is what Kemet of the West. This Tamaray of the West. I'm telling you, man. This is bigger than what you think. This shit is extraterrestrial. This shit is off-world. Star Command is in on this. I'm telling you, man. They don't want to decrease population or the population control or to herd us for the 144,000 for the reptilians. I'm telling you. And right now, we in Crystal City right now. Crystal City is broadcasted live right now. So we can give you that 1,000 years worth of information in a short amount of time. We only got 5 minutes on the clock. So either you wait, or either you hit the bullseye, or the bullseye hit you. And we can dance, and they can't. That's how you know who we are. They can't dance in their avatar. They can do the robot. They can do the electric slide in that avatar, but they can't control it because it's like trying to control a robot with a remote control. It's like when they inside of those avatars, it's like they controlling it like with a remote control. So they off rhythm, they off beat. Cut the music on and tell them to dance. That's how you know who with us and who ain't. How you know that they not like us? Because they can't dance and we can't. And on that note, we out. One. Wadu.